Hello, my name's Richard Shillington, and I just got back to my hotel room from the SeaBeyond event, which was Royal Caribbean's way of showing where they're going with technology in the next few years. Now, I was invited to this event because of some really cool ideas I had in the past, and formerly I was an iLounge manager across the Celebrity Cruises fleet, and a lot of people asked me, they said, well, why did you leave iLounge and go over to the new digital department? And I think now is the first time I can come clean with everybody because everything's finally been announced. So I want to give you an overview of what happened today and my thoughts on all of this while it's fresh. Well, it just happened. I just got back to the hotel room. I'm here in New York City, in the city that never sleeps. So the day started with breakfast, but it really started going around noonish when we went and we learned about the history of greatness with Royal Caribbean. Before we went to SeaBeyond and see the future, we had to understand the greatness of the past. What was really cool is everyone in attendance had their own greatness story. It was printed right on the back of these name placards right here. And I actually have my greatness story, and I want to tell it to you because I think it's something very unique and it kind of gives a perspective on what's going on. Now, my greatness story is when I was setting up iLounge over the years, I jumped from ship to ship to ship to ship to ship. And what happened was I never stayed very long on one ship. But the first ship I stayed on was the Celebrity Equinox. And when I stayed on the Celebrity Equinox and I gave 250% to the Celebrity Equinox, I applied myself and I actually won Manager of the Year on the Equinox, and it was a really big accomplishment for me, and that was what greatness was to me, being able to give 250% of yourself. And we had great presentations talking about the past and the present of the company, but where it gets really awesome is the future. So what's really cool is right after lunch, right after we learned about everybody's greatness, we took a bus over to this really awesome place. It sounds a little strange, but what they did is they actually built a ship inside of a giant warehouse, or should I say a mock-up of a ship inside of a giant warehouse. And what's really cool is we were actually the 12th presentation and the last presentation of the entire event, of the entire conference. And it was really cool because we got to see everything that went on. We had the insights. I like to say nobody messed up because we were number 12. But just to give you an idea, if you take a look at some of these clips that are going on right now, you'll see all kinds of different things that happened there. And this was in a space that was completely built out. There was nothing there before. So this is from the imaginations of people who are making the greatness of the future. So we arrived, and what was really cool is you would open up your phone and everything was on the mobile app of your phone. Now I'm taping this on my phone right now, and that's why I don't have the mobile app on my phone, but everything was on the app of your phone. So you walked into the event, you had Bluetooth on your phone, and Bluetooth would know exactly who you were. So it would be, okay, welcome Richard, welcome to this event, welcome to where you're going. And it's really, really cool because this tech is really awesome. But the first stop we made was to a giant room. And in that giant room, what was really cool and really unique is they have the big robo screens. And if you've never seen the robo screens before, the robo screens are fantastic. I have never seen them in person before. I've seen them on video. It was absolutely amazing to see them. I come from Celebrity. They're a royal thing, but absolutely phenomenal. And I'd never seen a presentation done on robotic screens before. But Richard Fain presented and Jay Snyder presented and kind of showed the past and the present and the future. And one of the things that I've always loved is I loved the magic bands. I personally love the magic bands. And you got the magic bands, and they talked about the evolution of what's called the WOW band, which is Royal Caribbean's version of the magic band, and kind of where Royal Caribbean's going now, both for Celebrity, for Royal, and for Azamara, called the No Band. It's a nothing. It's just your phone. It's nothing you need to carry. Now, if you do want to carry something, you can. But the vision for the future, when you're talking about greatness and you're talking about all these other things, is a very, very, very interesting thing. And Richard and Jay talked about all of the ways that the world is going to transform and different things, going all the way even to, you can see that we're talking about bubbles. They're talking about putting bubbles under the ship and making the ship more efficient and bubbles and stuff like that. And this was really cool because this was actually a big keynote presentation, a big presentation, but here was the coolest thing. You could order drinks the entire time during the presentation. So you could sit and you could order different things to drink while you were watching the presentation, which was so cool. I had to make sure the app worked. I think I had about 6 during the presentation. I had beers, I had all those other things, and they kept bringing by great food, because what is Celebrity and Royal Caribbean and Azamara known for other than great food? So they kept bringing by great food, they kept bringing by drinks, and it was so cool. But then in smaller groups, after the main presentation, we got to go through an immersive tunnel, and we got to kind of see what the entrance to the ship would be like, the entrance to the terminal would kind of be like, kind of going and seeing beyond, as they call it. And I think where this gets really cool is once we went through the tunnel, we were actually in a living room. So we were in our living room at home, and we were able to see what it was like, what it would be like to book a cruise and to set up your cruise before you get there, book your shore excursions, book all of these other things before you get to the ship, which is what's really cool. And even if you want to on your shore excursions, you could look at them in virtual reality, which is insane that you're able to take a look and you can do it in virtual reality and all of that other stuff like that. So once you did that, you'd have your boarding pass on your phone, you'd go to the gate, to the terminal to get on the ship. And the whole idea of Excalibur and the app and SeaBeyond is that there's no friction. So you go to the terminal, you get your information, you put a little tag on your bag, and you just walk on the ship. And it tracks your bag all the way from the terminal. The guys who take it, if you don't tip them $2, they don't get it to your room. The guys who take it, they bring it to the terminal and everything like that. And then you walk on the ship. There's no room key, there's no phone, there's nothing needed. All you do is when you're setting up the app, you take a selfie of yourself. And that selfie helps with absolutely everything. It helps with boarding the ship. It helps with the bartender finding you and everything like that. Now, once I got on the ship, we went through the ship, saw the manifest, saw everything like that, and then you have to go out to the pool deck. And what's the one thing you want to do on the pool deck? Of course, order a beer. So I ordered a beer, and I was sitting down at the lounge chair, and my beer was all of a sudden empty. So I went to my phone, I went to the app, and I said, get me another beer. And within about a minute and a half, the bartender brought me a beer right to my lounge. It was really cool. And then right next to the lounges were these really cool arcade games. Now, some of them had screens, but some of them are augmented reality. So augmented reality means you just point it at a poster, and that poster comes to life. You even have things like X-ray vision that you can look through walls and different things like that. And that's where this is getting really, really, really cool. The best experience, though, hands down, in my opinion, mind-blowing, was the VR dining. I cried. It was that good. I was like, my God, this is the coolest use of technology I've ever seen. I've been showing the Leap Motion for years during my classes, but they took the Leap Motion, they put it together with an HTC Vive, and once they had the Leap Motion and the HTC Vive together, you saw food being built in front of you, and then you reached out, and there was nothing in front of you, and you put the headset on, and you reached out, and you had food, and it was tracking your hand, it was tracking everything, you just reached out, and you had food. It is by far the most amazing technology experience I've ever had in my entire life, and that is saying a lot. I've seen a lot of things. I say it rivals the face unlock on the newest iPhone. That is how insanely cool it is. And then we saw the staterooms that are going to be on the edge, but different than the edge staterooms that have been seen before. Fully automated. You can talk to it. They haven't come up with a name for it yet, but it's like computer, or cabin, I'm going to sleep, cabin, I'm waking up, and fully automated. And then the absolute icing on the cake after everything, and let's just say after a bunch of beers, the absolute icing on the cake was the stateroom of the future. That was one of the coolest things, is fully projected on the floor, fully projected on the ceiling, everything like that. That is what was so incredibly awesome about all of this. So mixing it all together, seeing the future, seeing the next few years, seeing what the ships are going to be like in the future was insane. I am so incredibly happy I got to go, and I'm also so incredibly happy that I'm actually a part of this team. I have now joined the Excalibur team, and I am Celebrity Cruises' first digital manager, and I'm going to be overseeing all of the shipboard on the shipside aspects of the digital rollout on board. And it's really cool, and that's why I've left the iLounge, is because I think what I'm telling you right now, it's my passion. It's what I really love, and today was an absolutely fantastic day, and it really made me see the future and see beyond. So if you have any questions, post a comment on this video, post a like on this video. It's going to be on Facebook, it's going to be on YouTube. If you've got any questions, I'll be happy to answer them, happy to share any more. But I'm really happy I got a chance to come out today, to come out to New York City and to see beyond, and I can't wait to see what comes even further down the line in the future.